That's what you did.
No, I was drinking. No, I was drinking some. I was drinking my drink.
All right, everybody's phones muted.
Yeah.
My phone muted. Yes.
Yeah, funny.
I'm dying is what it is.
Y'all trying to get me in trouble.
Can't we all
You
just,
trying to get yourself in
join
trouble.
live with each other and just face it at each other?
Nah. It's just gonna create a paradox in the vortex, and then we're just gonna get sucked in. So it's not gonna happen.
Word. That wouldn't get us to episode 83. But
or 82.
All right, I'm ready when y'all are. We ready? Episode 81. Let's go. You ready yet? Let's go, man. Let's do it for old time's sake.
I'm ready.
Old time's sake, man.
Let's see. Let's go.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Yeah. let me see if you still got it, man.
All right.
Yo. Check. a little delay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Listeners from all around the world. Yes.
Yeah.
We are back at you again. This is the UnCelebz.
UnCelebz.
Yeah. So this is episode 81. I am your host, Sean Solo.
This is Anthony, a.k.a. Nostalgic.
This is Steffi, Nomadic Goddess.
And this is Dre on motherfucking drums. And we are back to start off the 2019.
This is to end off the 2019.
Yeah, right. I know.
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
It literally is December.
Beginning of the end.
Yeah. All right. So, being that we're gonna start the 2020, right? But before that, we want to give a shout out to Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. This episode is sponsored by Anchor, the #1 app to start a podcast, download, record, and make money from your podcast. So download that Anchor app now and get it going.
All right. Shout out to Sean for remembering that shit all the
Yeah, word. It's like riding a bike.
It's right off the dome, yo.
Trying like a mental script, man. And also YouTube. Check subscribe to our YouTube. So this video will be on YouTube. And play more. So yeah.
Yay.
Oh yeah. Hey. All right.
Didn't see you there.
All right. So Big Cap.
How y'all feel about the last thing that we heard about involving Kaepernick?
I'm gonna let our honorary NFL spokesperson.
Okay. I'll introduce the topic.
Yeah.
And okay. So the NFL out of nowhere, the NFL sends Kaepernick an invite to a private workout in which all the NFL teams will be invited and they will be able to scout him and stuff like that, right? So he says, great, I'll be there, on a Saturday. He gets it on a Tuesday. So from Tuesday to Saturday, they're going back and forth with the lawyers and stuff like that. And ultimately on Saturday, right before the workout, Cap puts out an announcement that the workout is going to be postponed an hour and is going to be at a different location. There was a couple disagreements with the NFL, on the waiver and on things like that, but he ended up doing this workout in front of the media at a high school in Atlanta. He only let them know about a half an hour before the original time of the workout. Bunch of different things. So a lot of people see it a lot of different ways. One of the major things that as a reason that Cap did not go was the waiver that he was supposed to sign. It was going to say that if he signed it, he would not have been able to sue the NFL for collusion anymore. So because of that, he didn't go.
I see. So, okay, because this Things been raving on the internet saying like, is this supposed to be a publicity stunt? Like, because of this, was this a publicity stunt for what he did? How do you feel?
Me personally, I think because there is distrust, Kaepernick didn't believe that this was a legit opportunity. He thought that they was just trying to screw him over.
Okay.
And that is a possibility. Mm-hmm. But the whole his whole objective is to get employed by these people.
Right.
They, like, regardless of anything you want to say, they haven't proven that there was collusion. You know, they settled out of court. They gave Cap a check, said, calm down, and he calmed down, you know? Then, and secondly, like, nobody has to employ him, you know?
Right.
So being that there was no collusion proven, nobody still has to employ him, regardless, even though he is, you know, more talented than plenty of the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Right.
But my biggest issue is that instead of handling it in a way that looked like he could still get a job with the NFL, the way that he handled it, I feel like no NFL team is going to pick him up, and they're going to basically be like, you know, we don't need all of this stuff. You know, he just pulled the publicity stunt himself in front of the whole media and telling everybody to stop running. It's like, yo, that doesn't sound like you want a job to me. Yeah. You know?
And I agree with what you're saying. Like, to piggyback what you're saying, like, I feel like he kind of like dropped the ball. Because it's kind of like you don't know what their agenda is because you didn't show up. Now, had you showed up to the practice and did whatever the workout, and then now they did the fuck shit, then it's like it's out in the open. And it's like, okay, you have a case now.
Not really.
But see, that's the thing. If he does sign that waiver, he got.
Y'all smell that?
That's what I'm thinking, and it is hard to tell what side it's from.
From which side?
It might be both, but it's like,
because the way I'm looking at it, you want to go ahead and? The way I'm looking at it is like it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because okay, let's say all this bullshit didn't happen. He did sign the waiver. He did go to the thing, and then he was like, you know what? He doesn't look as good as we would like. We're not gonna take him. But then now, because there was no media presence in that original practice, no public eyes was gonna be on that practice.
Right.
So like,
it would have made sense.
What?
That because it's not for publicity. It's just like you gonna do a workout. I
get that, but. On that end, I'm kind of with him because we as a collective know that the NFL at some point was on some bullshit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, I want everything out in the open so that like everybody who's out from who's like with me to see that okay, everything's good and everything. So cool.
Okay.
Where I am not with him is the time frame it happened in.
Very much so.
Like it could have been changed a day before, 2 days before, 3 days before.
Well, yeah, he should have gave like at least a couple of days notes before. Like you can't do it 30 minutes before and be like, oh, well, we're gonna have it over here.
But also, I kept saying that entire week was, it's not just Cap. He got people working for him.
Yeah.
He could have made that decision. They were like, no, we're gonna go back and forth. Like, yeah, he probably makes the final decision, but you still have people working for him, with him, doing this, that, and the third outside of him. So I can't completely blame him for that either.
No, you're right. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's kind of like how you get fired at a job for no reason, and you've been busting your ass all these years that you worked at the job, and then they give you a chance to come back. And you're like, nah, you decide to come an hour late. And now you have everything to prove that you're the star employee or whatever.
Right, yeah.
You come late.
Exactly.
So now now they looking at you like, bro, we supposed to be giving you a second chance. We know we did bad on our part or whatever, or however they want to look at it. And you come in an hour late. So that's on you now.
Yeah, so take it from your last sentence.
From what you was just saying.
No, I was saying that it's no different from a job firing you for no reason after you've been there for like mad long, and then they bring you back because they know like, all right, we gotta bring them back, and then you decide to come an hour late. Now they looking at you like, all right, well, we should have just let you go in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is the first case I've ever seen where you get fired from your job and then it's like, oh, we were in the wrong, so let's bring you back. And then it's like you already sued us, but we're gonna like bring you back.
Because then at that point it's like, fuck you, like.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like anybody that gets fired from a job wrongfully or whatever, if they sue the company and they settle outside of court, that's usually it, and you go look for another job, go do something else. But he wants his job back in the NFL.
What else is he gonna do?
He's a millionaire. He can literally do whatever he wants.
He could play overseas.
He could play overseas. He could go to the MLB. Like he's had offers for contracts in a baseball.
So then why even entertain this?
Well, who knows? But
yeah,
that's he feels like this is what he wants to do. This is that's his dream, to play football.
I get it,
and I understand that. But my biggest thing about the whole thing, because I feel like it falls on two sides of the fence. One, you either feel like this was a legit opportunity that the NFL was trying to give him, or two, it wasn't a legit opportunity and they was just trying to get him to sign that waiver so he couldn't sue him again.
Yeah.
So like me personally, exactly,
right.
And I feel like it was a legit opportunity because one, it was happening dead in the middle of the season. Two, like how were they at risk for a second suit?
Yeah.
And like,
I don't think so.
I'll change my tune if Kaepernick's lawyer was on some shit and then found out he was about to push some shit, and then the NFL out of nowhere says, "Oh, okay, we'll give you a tryout." I don't know. I feel like Cap doesn't. He did a lot of talking when he was in the NFL, and that's what the NFL owners did not like. But since then, we haven't heard Cap speak enough. We don't know why he made certain decisions, what he's been doing, and every now and then we just see the Nike commercial and stuff like that. So
and I mean, us as supporters, it's just like, all right, we want to see Cap win. You know what I'm saying? We want to see him back in NFL playing, being employed. But also, it's just like, all right, listen, man, what is it that you really want to do? You know what I'm saying? You can't have the cake and eat it too.
Professional at the same time.
Right.
Exactly.
Because we're backing you, so it's like you're kind of making
us look stupid.
Yeah, us look bad, and
now we don't want to talk to you no more.
Exactly. It's like we wouldn't know what to believe and who to believe anymore. You know what I mean? So.
And I feel like what made me mad about the whole thing is that the NFL, in a way, the NFL won. Because now nobody has to sign Colin Kaepernick, and kneeling does not have to come up in the conversation at all. Yeah. It's like, no, when we tried to give him an opportunity, he went to some high school. And these high schools, you can't just show up and do a workout and do an event. You got to get, permits and stuff like that.
So he knew about it.
He planned this. He planned this.
So then why not tell them?
Because
we don't know. Like, there's a lot of speculation.
People showed up though, right?
Some people, a lot of his supporters showed up.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the NFL people who representing teams.
7 representatives of teams showed up.
Okay.
2 of them left before Cap was finished, just because a lot of them had flights to make, being that this was supposed to be,
an hour before.
Exactly.
He was supposed to. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was supposed to be the Falcons, right, or something like that.
It was at the Falcons stadium.
Yeah. And
25 NFL teams were represented there. Like, they had scouts there and stuff like that, and they had an NFL coach that was going to run the workout for them, It's like all of that. And I feel like if it came down to the waiver, then don't sign the waiver. Find something, show up there. And if they're not, going to let shit happen, then talk to the media then and be like, look, I'm here. I'm ready for this opportunity, but you're not going to screw me over. Like transparency.
Could have still showed up.
Yeah. So, I mean, to conclude this segment, I just say this. It's going to be much hard. Like, you already had a second chance, and it's going to be much harder to give Cap a third chance now because
I don't think he's getting one.
That's not happening.
Well, you're right. That's what I'm saying. It's a slim chance now. So it's like sorry, Cap. Like I support you what you did, but it's like that shenanigans that you pulled. That's not professional. And that's not the right way to go about it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And now you're complaining that no one has called me back since the work. I'm like, yeah, because. You
tried some bullshit with me. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. You did the fuck shit.
My thing is, whether or not he thinks he did the fuck shit, the NFL kind of did too. Because how do you just
spring that shit up? It's kind of stinks too. That's why it's like you don't know what side the bullshit coming from. But
both.
That's the fucked up part.
It's the
that's the fucked up part. Before this, there was no gray area. Yeah, it was just that Kaepernick should have been in the NFL, and that was it. Now it's all debatable.
So honestly, the NFL won.
Exactly.
Yeah, sad to say.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all what to do. Just throw the whole NFL away.
You know what? On a day like today, I'm fine. On a day like today, I'm fine. I will not tell you why. I will not mention it on this podcast. This episode will not be tainted. But Colin Kaepernick, you should start a podcast.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to hear Colin Kaepernick speak. I think that Colin Kaepernick I think Colin Kaepernick was a better activist than he was a football player. And that's not a knock to his football playing acumen, but just saying that he really did motivate a lot of people. Just go be a black leader that we fucking need. Like, don't fuck the NFL. You already sued him. You already signed a $121 million contract in like 2012. I don't know how much of that he got, but
yeah.
But
yeah, we're gonna talk about celebrity starting podcasts in a little bit. But let's get into this Joycelyn Savage situation, right? So, as you may know, I hate to go back to this guy, but R.Kelly canceled. He's currently about to serve prison time. I don't know his current legal situation. I know it's a wrap.
I think he's on trial.
Yeah, he's on trial.
But I hope he goes away for a long time, though.
In which he will. He's not gonna get this time.
He can't get away a second time.
But let's flash back to a couple of months ago. It was an interview after the whole shenanigans with Gail Kim. Two of his girlfriends. One of them was Joycelyn Savage. If you guys don't know, it was a whole interview. Which two girls were in a relationship, like a polygamous relationship with R.Kelly, and they were kind of like estranged from their parents. So their parents was like kind of like looking for them. It was like, they've been guilt missing for months. And
I heard about this before the documentary.
Yeah. No, this is before the documentary.
Yeah. I heard. I think this was what caused the documentary almost.
Right.
Kind of offset it.
Yeah.
So it was.
First of all, how old are they?
They were of age. Well. At the time,
at the time of the interview,
were they 20 and a half?
If they put and a half in their age, no. I don't care if you're 80 and a half. If you put and a half in your age, you're a grade schooler.
Yeah, they were like, they were definitely in the early 20s, I would say. According to the law, it's legal, right? So, but it was like this whole rant. They was like, "Hey, like, are you sure? Like, this, are you comfortable with this? Like, your parents are looking for you. You're away from your family. You're kind of like locked away with this guy. Are you aware of what's going on?" And she's like, "I'm fine. I'm good. He treated us very well. Our parents, we don't want nothing to deal with them. We don't want to deal with our family. They can kick rocks. Yada 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 yada." So now. Right? This is national TV. So now, maybe like a month ago, there's a report saying that Joycelyn Savage saying that she's a victim now. she's a victim. You get what I'm saying?
She's a victim.
She's a victim.
Of?
And she's
Mr. Kelly. No, please call me victim.
I guess she's a victim. Oh, I felt manipulated, and I've been locked away, and I've been held against my family, this and that. But it's like, no, that's not what the situation is. No,
manipulated. Sure. Did she come out and publicly say? Yes, she
endorse
is. Does she publicly have to talk about this though?
I think she decided to. Well, it's been reports.
I've seen situations where women have been manipulated in doing certain things, saying certain things, and everything. Maybe she was manipulated into believing what she was saying. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Mama, that documentary came out in February. What happened between then and now that made you click?
More cases.
Because
didn't they find a tape? That's why he's on trial now, because one of his videotapes popped up. I think two of his videotapes popped up, and he was like saying, "Oh, I love this 14-year-old blank." Like
right. So
since then, now, I think that she possibly could have been a victim.
No, I believe wholeheartedly she was. But my thing is, what happened that made her change her mind between the time the documentary... Fuck when we found out her parents were looking for her. Between the time the documentary came out to now.
She watched it.
Steph. The money is slowing up.
Yeah.
The money is slowing up. Yeah, so now it's like, oh shit, yeah, I'm a victim too. I need a settlement too because the money's slowing up. This motherfucker going to jail and he can't pay for my fucking lifestyle that I signed up for.
She better call J.G. Wentworth.
I want my money now.
Okay,
that's what it is.
I ain't got nothing to say.
The bag is not secure anymore,
and that could be it. And if that is the case, then she may not have been a victim. She may have seen an easy come up.
If that's
that's what That's what sucks, because it could be, just I ain't getting no more money. So let me just,
I'm
try to
not going to
sue
sit
him,
here and act like that. I don't know nothing about this girl, so I'm not going to say shit about her. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit here and act like that can't be the case. Mm-hmm. But I also know for a fact that women do get manipulated. Men do get manipulated too, especially that young. So I'm like, it's a possibility.
Yeah. But, right. And
I'm leaning towards her side.
And I'm not saying but if you go on national TV and they ask you constantly like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. Leave us alone. We happy the way we are. We're good. And then you turn around and you say, now I'm a victim. It's like,
all right,
we're going to talk about somebody else who does the same thing in the next episode. Just wait.
But wait, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that who knows? When she actually came out and said, I'm good, there's nothing to worry about. I don't think he was locked up at the time.
No.
We don't know. She wasn't outside of the house. She was inside the house with another one of his chicks.
Yeah.
So there could be some influences. This nigga could be right behind the camera talking about, you better not see nothing. That's
a major possibility.
I'm happy. It's like, yo, so right now I'm like, yo, if she's not trying to sue for money, if she just is willing to go on trial to see that man go to jail, then I believe her 100%.
If she gets money in the process, hey.
Yeah, cool. I don't care.
I see this.
I don't care either.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for...
If you need money because you got done wrong, then you got done wrong.
I don't feel sorry for both parties. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for R.Kelly.
I don't feel sorry for R.Kelly no kind of way.
Yeah.
No.
I don't feel sorry
even if chicks lie on him, like the Bill Cosby thing, some of the chicks could be lying on him. Doesn't matter. You still raped a lot of them chicks, and you still deserve to rot.
Right. Like
under the jail.
Right. That's what I'm saying. What he did was not right.
I didn't rape those women. I raped these women.
Thank you.
It's like,
exactly.
Don't matter. You still a rapist.
I was about to say, just to re-bring that up, like, how the hell do you say shit like that? What is wrong with you? Oh, I didn't do that, but I definitely did. What?
I'm trying to get that all.
Your lawyer should slap the shit out of you if he ever heard that shit coming out your mouth.
His lawyer slapped the shit out of him when he did that Gayle
because he's trying to secure the bag too.
That's
How
what
he
he's
gonna
trying to
secure
do.
the bag if he talking this mess? I'm trying to get you
He was on
off.
tour when he got
He's gonna get paid either way. He's gonna get paid either way.
You right, but still.
He was on tour when he got locked up.
That's true.
I'm saying, man.
That's true.
I don't know. May the truth prevail.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah. All right. So now, our final segment. I wanted to talk about this because I feel like, and listen, I'm all for people starting podcasts and hey, let your voice be heard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But okay. So my question is, right? Do you feel that it's easier for a celebrity to start a podcast because they already have a name for themselves? So I feel like they just that's the trend now. It's like, oh, I'm a celebrity. Oh, I could do this podcast shit. Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever. And they can easily get listens and follows and streams. As someone like us, we're the complete opposite. We will. No, let me not say that. We're not celebrities.
We coming from the
We are
mud.
literally not celebrities.
Yeah, we're not. We're uncelebrities. But it's much.
We don't care for these celebs.
But I feel like it'll be much harder for us as opposed to a celebrity. Just like, oh, I could just easily, But I feel like that's the wave now, What do you guys feel about that?
I think ever since Joe Budden started his podcast and Drink Champs,
Drink
Champs
Champs
is good.
started that wave. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start a podcast.
Like,
And it's just like, bruh,
when we say
really?
most celebrities or just celebrities, I mean most celebrities. Like, I don't mind it if they come with a new concept. Of course, it's going to be easier for them because they got the money most of the time.
Right.
And some of them, they're not in the spotlight, so that's even okay with me. Like, oh, you have a new concept for a podcast and you're not really working right now? All right, cool, do your show, whatever. But like Joe Budden, that's all he do right now, so I don't give a fuck about him. There was a podcast, who was it? Amy, the girl who was in all the Scream not the Scream movies, Scary Movie.
Oh,
main white girl.
Cindy.
Her.
Forgot her actual name, but
she used to be married. No,
Yeah.
she used to be married.
She has a podcast too.
She has a podcast. She used to be married to Chris Pratt.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as he got
Amy Schumer better have a podcast. She ain't funny.
Look, listen, but not. She has a podcast too, and they're just talking about regular shit. Like, I'm like,
got audiobooks.
if I wanted to hear you talk about regular shit, I'd like, okay, unless I'm a really big fan of you, if I wanted to hear you talk about regular shit, I would see you on a show of somebody else's. Like
Anna Faris.
Thank you. I knew it was Anna something, but I used to like her. Like, she's a ditzy white girl and everything she did, but
It's like a typecast.
Yeah, but like now.
But yeah, I always say I feel like it's easier for them because it's just like, oh, this person, but it's this person talking about regular shit, and people just tuned in, like, oh shit, like
the same reason that they're going to follow somebody on Twitter, the same reason that they're going to follow somebody's Instagram and Snapchat. They want to get a peek into your life, and these celebrities, it's like, why not? If these people actually care what I have to say, even though I might not even care about saying anything, because I mean, like, you look at Drink Champs, and I'm a fan of Drink Champs.
Yeah.
But all they're doing is just reminiscing on situations that happen in the game, like,
and a lot of people want to hear that.
Exactly, it's interesting.
Yeah,
right?
like one that I haven't really caught a full episode of, Red Table Talk. That I think is a good concept. It's Jada, her mom, and her daughter talking to these celebrities, like getting like deep conversation, like that conversation between Jada and Gabrielle Union, when they was talking about, like, I hated you back then. It's like, I did too, and I don't know why. Exactly. I don't know why either. And, like, yo, it was a real conversation. They got down to it, and they squashed whatever the fuck it was. And the thing is that they uncovered that back then, especially, they were pitted at each other because there weren't a lot of roles for them. So, like, you kind of get into... That's an interesting conversation.
Right.
So, it's like, some of these people, some of these celebrities, they do have... interesting conversations and interesting podcasts, but
it's true. Like, well, you said Drink Champs is your favorite. What's your favorite?
Favorite celebrity?
Favorite
podcast?
Yeah, celebrity podcast.
I don't know.
Yo, I can't say Drink Champs is my favorite. You know whose is my favorite?
Who?
I think Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. I was about to say
Joe Rogan's podcast is really entertaining, and you know he has a real big, you know,
he talk variety. About some weird. He has a real big variety of variety of guests up
exactly.
There. And like
he does.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know.
And like before, I knew him as the guy from Fear Factor.
Me too.
I didn't know that he was a stand-up comedian.
Me neither.
MMA fighter, yeah.
And an MMA fighter.
MMA fighter.
Yes.
Yeah, he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I know that he do it all. He be on the sideline of announcing for the MMA and shit.
Yeah.
This dude ain't scared of nothing.
Exactly, but like, you know, just because it's like, yo, if like that, I respect because it's like you came out of nowhere and people really, you know, like really, like you came with, you know,
yeah.
I didn't know, you know, like I didn't know that he knew all of these people that he, you know.
I think he was like besides Joe Budden and Drake, I think he was like the first.
Joe Budden with the everyday struggle shit, like like that kind of put it off. But you know, Joe Budden like always was trying to do stuff like that. Like he always had a blog or something going, you know, and
Like the only thing I'll say about celebrities coming up doing podcasts more is that I don't want to say the space is saturated because it is, but at the same time it's like it is saturated, but at the same time it's like, of course people are gonna want to listen to you, like
yeah. It's like a cheat code. I mean,
it's not just that. There's enough to go around because we're just scratching the surface.
Exactly. When it comes to podcasting, it's like a lot of times it's really nichey. So
now it's really niche.
Yeah, when you talk about T.I. Expeditiously podcast, I don't know a lot of people that listen to it, but I can tell you immediately that most likely a lot of T.I. fans is going to listen to it because it's going to be shit from T.I.'s perspective, and that in itself is a niche. You know, just like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is probably the only one who really don't have a niche. You know,
he's Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's Joe Rogan, and he just talks about everything.
He's like super versatile with his podcast.
Exactly,
like he'll have anybody on there.
Drink Champs is dope because it's like that's the only one that, you know, I've never seen a rapper invite another rapper in and then just like praise him so much every time. And I think that's just real respectable and shit, you know? He's like, yo, I met Nas and I swear, son, first time I heard this nigga like, yo, I'm throwing my shit away. I gotta write some new shit. Like,
yeah, like stuff like that, and I think that's cool. Like as hip hop fans, it's like, you know, we grew up on Nori and Fab and you know, Jadakiss and those people. So it's like seeing that that's a cool concept. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, I just think like it's podcast is the wave now. Like it's official now. It's officially the wave. Yeah.
Life.
It is.
A lot of people
like,
was shitting on it before,
it.
man.
10 years ago, we were like, the fuck is a podcast? Now we're like, oh, yo, did you listen to that fucking podcast? Like,
yeah. Nicki Minaj got a podcast.
Wait, who?
Nicki.
Who that?
Minaj. Young Money.
What? Say what now?
Young Money.
Young Money. Young Money? What's the name of the podcast?
Queen Radio.
Oh,
it's not.
Oh,
I don't have Apple, so I don't listen to
you know
it.
who Nicki is?
I don't know who that is. I don't know that.
I don't know that. Pookie said you knew her.
The Pookie's a line that
I can't.
Nah. Shout out to Nicki Minaj for her podcast.
I'm done with y'all.
We joking, but yeah. Speaking of T.I. and talk, how do you guys feel about it? Would you ever take your daughter to the fucking GYN doctor?
No.
What? Take her? Like if
take her.
Yeah.
Like take her there. Just
take her to a doctor's appointment. Sure.
If she is of age, okay. Me speaking as a woman, if she is of age and she still wants me to go in there in the exam room with her, I will go with her. Like, I will go if she wants me to go in there with her. I will go with her. If I'm not gonna just be like Bogart in there, like, yeah, we going in there together, and all this bullshit, like. I got
some things out expeditiously.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, me personally, because the intentions was, to take her to the GYN doctor, take your daughter to the GYN doctor just to see if she's like a virgin or whatever. And I've known girls who've parents bought them to check. So I was like, I thought that was a normal thing. I wouldn't do that.
Never.
I've had I went to school with a couple of girls.
I've never
heard of that, and like immediately when I heard it, I'm like, wow, like it's really that deep. Because I mean, like personally, when I think if my kid is having sex before 18, that's like super normal. That's normal for me. Like I wouldn't be heartbroken to hear that my 16-year-old daughter is a virgin.
But I won't take it out on her. I would be, but I won't take it out on her.
Like it wouldn't be because she's 16. It would just be because at all. Like I want I would like my daughter to wait until she's married at 22 and established and graduated from college.
22, my nigga.
We could push it.
She could fall in love.
Yeah, 35. No,
fuck
that.
Not 35.
No, fuck that.
Hey,
fuck that for
my daughter gonna fall in love.
25
her
and over.
year.
Let her live. 25 and over, please.
Going down past the knee until she's 35.
You know why?
I'm thinking like that Robert Proud shit.
I'm thinking about where I was
until you're married.
I'm thinking about where I was in life at 22. I'm like, nah, nigga, no.
I'm like, yo, listen, don't make me.
Do you think your daughter is gonna be in the same place you were at 22?
If she mind through and through.
Exactly.
She will be Amish until she's 35.
Deadass aunt, you sound like my dad. You sound like my dad. He was the main one. He was the main one to tell me, yo, if you ever show up pregnant, I'm hanging you out the window by your ankles. I'm like, Daddy.
Yikes.
Wowza.
He was joking, but he looked at me like, you better not.
I never even heard that conversation.
I told you.
Yo, Aunt, remember Bad Boys 2? Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, motherfucker, you look 30.
What you got in your pocket? You getting high? You getting high? You smoking that shit?
Why your eyes so low?
Word.
But I'm saying, like, but it's like, man, it's all about boundaries and stuff. Yeah. And if you do, push these boundaries too much with your daughter, it's going to affect your relationship beforehand, like afterwards. Like, you don't want to do shit like that,
All right. So just like a little intimate kind of conversation real quick. Related. But I remember when I had to be rushed to the hospital. Like, my doctor was calling me. He was like, yeah, go to the hospital immediately. So I immediately called my father. So he had to pick me up from work and everything. My iron was extremely low.
Oh, wow.
So now he's worried. I'm worried because I don't know what the hell's going on. And, like, we get to the hospital. They see why I'm there. They want to check me out. And immediately, like, 1, 2, 3, they're taking me to the ER and everything. They're taking me to a bed, and they're telling my father no. And he's looking like, the fuck you mean no? And I'm panicking because I know they're about to put an IV in me. I'm like, can you get my father, please? I was like, no, I'm not, no. And like, if to this day, I hate needles, but to know that this was like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. They have to hook this up, like, because I'm like freaking weak right now, apparently.
And your pops can't be there.
And I'm like, how the fuck you mean? Nah, go get Douglas Spann. Go get
the big
him.
dude. Uh-huh.
The big angry dude that you just told couldn't come in here.
He was in the car like, oh, I know something. He about to go get the jammy.
He probably had
turn
it on.
that motherfucker into John Q.
Yeah, like,
He probably had it on.
Like, don't make me wave this fucking gun around.
He said, we have a problem.
Or you hit him with the word. I ain't go. All right, everybody watch out. Everybody watch out.
But like, I understand that like having the patient's privacy being protected and everything. So I guess that's what they wanted. And they in the ER in the hospital, they usually don't want a whole bunch of people back there anyway because it's a bunch of sick people. I understand that, but no, no, but I'm good. Yeah.
I mean, if my daughter wants me to be there, then
Yeah, no,
Word.
it's fine.
Yeah, that goes without saying. But
I'm not gonna put myself out there and be like, nah, we going to this old GYN. Like, we want to make sure you good. Like,
Let's be real.
Yeah, that's weird.
Unless, unless I walk into some crazy shit, I'm like, yo, all 5 of y'all, get the fuck out of my house. We're taking you to the GYN right now.
No, I'm definitely I'm pulling out the strap. I'm pulling out the strap. You got five dudes in this room.
What? Nigga, you got Kobe, Toby, that look like Allen Iverson right there, nigga. Who wears cornrows in 2027?
Yo, and my Kool-Aid is good. And they drunk up all my Kool-Aid. All right, everybody watch out. Ooh.
I'm done with y'all.
Everybody getting hit. Drinking my Kool-Aid.
But my thing is, I don't see a girl wanting her dad to go with her to that type of appointment. Do you even know what a routine GYN appointment is supposed to be looking like?
I'm not.
We don't have
exactly.
No, wait. See,
exactly my point.
I've always, like, through this whole thing, I said I would go with her. I'd be in the room at no point ever.
About.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever want to be in. No, I don't.
I would just let the mom deal. I let the mom deal with that shit.
I'll be the word. I'll be playing with the highlights.
I would feel weird going inside my daughter. Like I said, my wife. All right, go ahead. But
have a blast.
I'm,
All right, but to bring it back to T.I., like he retracted most, like what he was saying, most of what he was saying. My problem is the people responding to what he was saying and agreed with the foolishness that he was saying.
Oh yeah, you're a good dad. You're a good father.
Yeah,
like, get the fuck out of here.
And then he's like, "No, I didn't mean it like that." It's like, "Oh, oops." Just exposed all y'all shitball parents.
It was like, yeah. I was like, y'all are fucking dumb. Y'all know that, right? Because the hymen breaks whenever, and that's not just during sex. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Your daughter did a split. Your daughter did a split just now. Her hymen just broke. Like she got kicked in the stomach. Her hymen just broke. Like, come on.
No. Okay.
But that's what I'm talking about. They're like, oh yeah, because XYZ. I'm like, do you even know? Like, stuff that happened with you? Like, did you go to health class? What's wrong with y'all?
Word. Like, whenever you want to see if something is problematic, just put it on the other foot. Is your mom going to take you to the doctor to be like, yo, is my son fucking?
Obviously, he's not as educated as Tiny would be, It's a dad trying to explain his daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to...
But he said the only thing she was mad at was that he was talking about her to begin with.
Yeah, like, she, it got misunderstood, know, and now she looks crazy to, people that know who she is and stuff like that. So she's like, look, this is my business. I understand that you wanted to do this and you was trying to get your point across, but no, that's my business. I don't want you saying anything about it. Like, just leave me out of it. And that's, you gotta agree.
Of course.
I mean, even if it wasn't, like, even if it got corrected.
But at the same time, it's just like, she's a grown woman. So it's like, all women have to go through that at some point. So, But celebrities starting podcasts. See what I'm talking about? Talked about that on the podcast. Now we talking about it on the podcast. Right. God damn it, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Expeditiously. And on that note, that concludes episode 81 of the UnCelebz podcast, man. I want to thank everybody for listening, rocking with us, man. All right, shout out to Dre, Steph, Ant, myself, man. Check us out on Spotify, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Please subscribe to YouTube. You know, we want to get some more viewers and, you know, more subscribers. We're going to give you guys more content, man. And
check us out on Patreon, too.
Check us out on Patreon, yeah.
Oh, yeah, pay us on Patreon.
Yeah. This shit ain't cheap.
Yeah.
Shoot, you can pay us from anywhere. Pay us on Cash App. Pay us on Venmo.
Yeah. You could pay for, you know.
PayPal.
Your studio session, you know.
Yo, for real.
Definitely check us out, man. So I'm Sean Solo.
I'm Anthony, a.k.a. Nostalgic.
This Steffi Nomadic Goddess.
It's Dre on motherfucking drums.
And we out.
We out.
Bang.